Well, hello, my sweet, beautiful people, and how the heck are you? Welcome back. It's time for some more NHL 16. It's funny because I just responded to a comment about this on a previous video that was asking about, like, hey, sometimes the audio quality is hit or miss, and I'll mention it here just in case I forget to mention it elsewhere, or if there's, if people just don't see that comment and that response. If the quality of the video and the sound is a little bit off, let me know. I'm trying to pinpoint the issue that I've had over the last little bit. I think it's down to Windows updates. Just randomly, if you have Windows, like it'll be like, oh, we're going to restart your PC at times that you're not around. And whenever it does that, I think it's messing with settings that I have to double check haven't been flipped. It's a pain. It's just one of those things. And audio is always a nightmare anyway. But hey, hopefully this is good. Hopefully this is okay. Let me know for sure. We will move on. Of course, it is free agency time here in Toronto. We went ahead and sent out a couple of offers to people, not too many in the RFA category, of course. And then, Victor Hedman. Victor Hedman. That's the big name, right? That's the person to very much consider trying to sign. We look elsewhere, right? Like our goalie situation, like Tristan Jarry might be ready to go. We're going to need somebody else, NHL caliber. That's fine. We can get whoever. Defensively, we got a bunch of dudes in the mix. I don't think we need to go for any like big name guys right now. We just let the dominoes kind of fall where they will ultimately, and I think we're good there. Right wing side, like we're good. Marner, Nylander, Brown, Marchessault. Of course, it's weird having Nylander and Marner both be right wings, but that's okay. Josh Levo's in the mix. Left wing side, a lot of young dudes are in the mix. And at center, I mean, Eriksson Ek's probably going to make the team. We got Brohl, we got Dowd and Chris Wagner. It's slow and steady, but if we were to sign anybody, you do sign somebody like Victor Hedman, especially now in the prime of his career at 26 years old, right? Like you have to go for somebody like that. And then obviously it's a lot of older dudes from there for the most part, outside of like Matt Martin, that you would be trying to use to build up and finalize a title contending team, which is not where we are at all. So what we're going to do here is we do, as mentioned, have space for two goalies. We could go for Chris Gibson. We could. Ray Emery, though. Let's go for Razor. Let's go for Ray Emery here. We are going to need a cap whale anyway. Let's just give Ray Emery a boatload of money because it's Ray Emery. So why not? And then defensively, again, we got to try to find a way to sign Victor Hedman. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I think even 10 by 7, if he would take it, would be pretty good. Just to get him for those 7 years. I mean, that would only bring him up to age 33, which is crazy. If we can get Victor Hedman on that deal, we do it, right? I don't think he'll sign with us at all. I hope to be wrong. It'd be great if I was wrong, but I don't think I will be. So let's see. Before we do anything else, we need our surplus. As always, it'll be just send me an offer. Except I cannot click on anything else. It will not. Okay, there we go. I can click on that one now. Can I click on it this time? Okay, there are so many weird little glitches and inconsistencies with this game. I'm still really enjoying going back to this game, but you guys saw it earlier with the the editing of the picks here. We'll see if it actually lets me do it this year. Okay, it did. That's good. Yeah, there's just so many like weird little glitches and inconsistencies, which I don't know. I can't even say that's particularly unique to this game. Like every NHL has its weird little glitches and inconsistencies, sometimes even worse than that. I think that's phrasing it kind of nicely, to be honest, don't you? All right. And goalies, of course, we don't really need a goalie, but hey, if we get an offer for somebody that we just can't refuse, then we'll do it. I don't know who that would be at this point, but hey, we might as well see what offers we can get this off season. Will Victor Hedman be a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs? Hey, well, we have another goalie. Anton Forsberg was signed. Columbus do not match. So we'll have Emery and Forsberg in the NHL, meaning Tristan Jarry spends one more season in the AHL. So welcome in, Anton. That's not a bad little deal for us. Capitals will keep Ross Johnston. And here we go. Hedman, we don't know. Razor sign, though. What about Victor Hedman? Oh, Vancouver? Oh, he turned us down for Vancouver because he wants to win. Somebody tell him. Somebody tell him. Like, it's one thing to have him say no. It's another thing to go to Vancouver. Really? That's the team that you think is in a better situation to win than us, right? I mean, I guess they are technically in a little bit better of a situation. But for Hedman, 5 years, $9.3 million. He is off to the Canucks. Okay. Well, we got to sign a cap whale now that we're not going to have the $10 million of Victor Hedman in there. And we're off to the preseason and such. We'll do what we have to do. Oh, God. Are we signing Scott Gomez? No, we're not. We're going to sign Greg Zanin because Michael Ryder's too good. And so is Scott Gomez. We don't really want to play either of them. It's former Bruin Greg Zanin, our final cap whale. So we'll see if we get any trade offers in the rest of the offseason, but we should be pretty good. Gustav Forsling's back as an RFA. First rounder for Carrier. I mean, Levo and Marchessault, that's going to be a no. Dmytro Timashov is back. There's that frickin' John Gibson trade again, man, but I'm not going to do it. I am tempted, but I'm not going to do it. Greg Zanin signs. Carrier for a first. Can't do it. Some of those first-round picks we've seen. We're going to try to hold on to Connor Brown. Carrier for Duda in a second. Not going to happen. Carrier is very popular right now, though. Connor Brown gets an offer sheet, $2.145 million for 3 years from New Jersey. We would get a third-round pick in return. I think we can do better for Connor Brown, so we are going to match that offer. Carrier for Sorelli in a second is not too bad, honestly. There we go. Connor Brown is back. Carrier a first in a second. I mean, maybe like a first and John Gibson. You know? Really going to have to make it worth my while. I like that Carrier is that high in demand. I mean, it just means he's good. Brad Marchand we kept. We're not getting rid of him. By the time this comes out, man might be a Conn Smythe winner. Carrier for a first and Prince. Not bad, but not good enough. Give me Gibson. A first and Gibson. Make me an offer I cannot refuse. Unfortunately, we are going to pretty much have to head straight to the preseason before everybody is signed. That one RFA is still going to be a little bit of a problem. But we'll see what we can deal with here. Yeah, there we go. It rolls over. Okay. So, contracts. Contracts. We got $7 million in space thanks to the cap whales. RFA, literally just Carrier. And he's still showing up as an 82. 3-year, $2 million. Sure. If he'll take that deal, I'll go for it. That's fine. He wants to get paid now. We can afford to pay him now. So, let's do it. Right? Keep it simple. Just need him to accept the damn contract, please. There we go. All right, Carrier, welcome back. And let's see what the heck this team's going to look like this year, shall we? Let's see. So in goal is Forsberg and Emery. Jarry is close to being ready, but not quite there. So he and Logan Thompson, that's a good 1-2 punch for the Marlies. Defensively, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we did not get much development there, did we? Not at all. Morozov, though, is about ready to go. So that's good. Let's send down Hall and Zanin. Zanin actually got worse by a couple of points before the season started. Pedersen's not going to make the cut yet. Okay, let's see what we have here. So we have Riley, Carrier, Morozov, Corrado, Granberg, and somebody else. Who's another righty that we have? Who is a righty that we have? Not Forsling. Jesper Lindgren. I mean, or Justin Hall. You know what? Maybe we just give Justin Hall the chance anyway. Maybe we do. Obviously, we're not trying to win this year, so. Right wing side. Yeah, Marner and Nylander need the call-up. That's insane. Let's send down Marchessault for the moment, who is a minor league scoring forward. So that's good right there. Marner, Nylander, Brown, Levo will probably be the order. Left wing side, not looking too good. Kempe is ready to go. We can go Marchand, Kempe, and then I guess Dalpe and Cunningham is fine. I guess we could have signed a Matt Martin type if we wanted to. Andreas Janssen to play some defense compared to some of the other guys, but I'm okay with that. I mean, Cunningham's a two-way, so it's not that bad. Honestly, then Zach Dalpe, let's send you down and call up Andreas Janssen. And then at center, Kadri, Bozak. Apparently an 81, but still a second liner. David Brohl is a legit fourth liner. Eriksson is good to go, but we don't absolutely have to use him. Wagner's 26, Dowd's 27. Frederick Goodrow's not ready yet. Has Eriksson listed as a minor league scoring forward. He's a two-way, although his defense is terrible. I mean, it's going to be a third liner. It can be somebody of skill. It can also be somebody a bit more defensive responsibility. But you know what? I think it's going to be Wagner and Dowd going down. Let's give Eriksson that chance. And I think this team could be looking pretty good. We're kind of short on AHL level forwards, but we can have some people from defense hop in. That's not a big deal. So let's see what we have going on. It does want me to play Nylander on the other side, but I'll probably try to keep people on their natural spots there, at least according to the game. So honestly, we'll keep Bozak on the second line. Let's go with something like this. Marchand, Kadri, and Marner. Marchand and Kadri on the same line is amazing. Kempe, Bozak, and Nylander. Good little Swedish influence there outside of Bozak. Then you got Janssen, Eriksson, Connor Brown. We actually have a good amount of Swedes on the team now. And then Josh Levo, David Brohl, and Craig Cunningham. Defensively, let's go with, that left side is looking pretty good. Riley Hall, Carrier, Corrado, Morozov, and Granberg. Okay. And then Forsberg and Emery in goal. It's not too bad. Again, we're still going to be bad, and that is the game plan. But I feel like the team is developing decently well already. We do need to get Mongo in there for Vale. And then was there a center? Not really. So Johnson can stay in as a grinder. And let's see. From there, unfortunately, Mongo, again, doesn't have the best potential in the world. We got a lot of older dudes on this team as well. So let's get them down onto a lower line. I think Mongo will end up there as well. We got a medium 6, a high 6, and a high 9. So let's see who's the best at face-offs here. We'll go Hintz, Teratukin, Goodrow. Timashov, Bishop, Gautier. We'll go Mongo, Dowd, Marchessault. And Johnson, Dalpe, and Wagner. Some good grit right there. That's a decent little AHL team. And then defensively, we do have... Actually, do we? We got Andrew Nielsen. Actually, so you know what? Let's get Justin Johnson out of there. And we'll put defenseman Andrew Nielsen in. And we'll see what he can do. And then aside from that, do we have a good lefty-righty dynamic? No, we don't. We have one righty on defense. Yikes. So let's just go with the best potentials, which is Dunn and Forsling. And honestly, let's get Jesper Lindgren a better spot. So we'll go Percy Harrington, Lindgren, Pettersson, Forsling, and Dunn. Dunn has slightly better puck skills. And the goalies, Tristan Jarry and Logan Thompson. I think we're looking okay. Of course, too, like Brad Marchand's here, so that helps a lot. Who's our captain right now? Morgan Riley. Nah. He can be the captain of the defenseman. He's not the captain of this team. The captain of this team is Brad Marchand. Come on. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. That is proper leadership right there. Is one Bradley Marchand. Needed to happen. And it does. Of course, we had the trade block reset again. Oh my God, the game just doesn't give you a break in terms of resetting the block. It's just all the time. My God. At least it's relatively quick to set up, but it is still very annoying. Especially, too, if it's going to be one of the years where it glitches out. But I don't think that's the case. Again, if we're getting a trade offer for anybody, I want them to be good. Funny thing is, we were still actually getting an offer for like that medium 9, weren't we? Prince on Anaheim? We were still getting an offer for that guy, even though it didn't fit the wants that we had. I'm pretty sure. So that is just a little bit bizarre. Obviously, I didn't edit the ages for any of these guys here, but can do that really quickly too. And I think we're good to get simming because I can't imagine we're making the playoffs, right? Then again, we saw what Jonathan Bernier was capable of a little bit ago. There are the most valuable players, the most valuable assets that we have on this team. Again, it's a lot of the younger dudes that are worth the most at this point. And in terms of draft picks, we have, what do we have? Quite a bit. 2/4, 3/3, 3 seconds. Nope. A lot more seconds. We have our own first and our third. Okay, so that's just really weird how that's sorted. A lot of second round picks, though, which I kind of like. You know, we know that we're going to have the ability to make trades if we need to. Is all right. No more junior, like already established junior players factored in. So we can pretty much go, I'd say like 2 weeks per. Probably. Yeah, let's say 2 weeks per. So let's go 2 weeks worth of forwards in the dub. See who we can find, and let's see what this team can do this year, shall we? Like I said, the hope is very much, please do not make the playoffs. The team might have a mind of its own, though. That's been a pretty consistent theme. Let's go 1 week for WHL defenders, and then we can go back and look at people if we have to. 2 out of 4 wins in the preseason so far. Goalies, let's go 1 week. And we'll see how we do this year. Apparently it's going to be a good year. We do beat the Bruins in the season opener. Revenge of Brad Marchand. Yeah, I have to do it. Like, I know we took the Klimas because, dude, the fact that he was a 5th round pick and we can trade Kevin Klima, who was terrible, for 2/5 from New Jersey. Done deal. Sorry to Kelly, who was left behind, but there you go. Oh my God. Okay, we signed Anton Forsberg as an RFA, and we get the chance to move him and a 2nd round pick to the San Jose Sharks for their 1st round pick. I might get in trouble for flipping Forsberg this early. He's honestly not even that bad looking of a goalie. High starter, 24 years old. But yeah, if we can turn him into a 1st rounder, knowing that we already have Jari in the system, I think we got to do it. Done deal there with the Sharks. We'll see if I get in trouble with the game. I might. And we're going to have no choice for the moment. Let's call up Logan Thompson instead of Jari. And we'll set up Thompson to be with Emery. And then AHL, it should sign somebody automatically. Rob Mador. There he is. Good old 64 overall Rob Mador. See if we can stop the sim here. So, yeah, Forsberg did not last too long as a Leaf, but that was kind of a no-brainer to take that deal, wasn't it? And we might double-check RFAs here. So for goalies, I mean, again, it doesn't really matter who the hell we have. I mean, it could be Hellberg, could be Carter Hutton. Is there anybody that stands out of that list? Like Peter Budaj, Al Montoya? I guess well, no, we don't necessarily want to go for Hellberg because we don't necessarily want to be good. Who's old? Jason LaBarbera, I should say. LaBarbera. Let's go for, Curtis McElhaney. Never mind. Leafs legend, Curtis McElhaney. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's right. And then RFAs, because they might be a little bit cheaper now. Josh Anderson's still out there. So is Nason, not Newson. I was going to say no ability to check the offer sheet compensation. So anything under 1.45, and we wouldn't have to surrender a pick. We might as well throw our name into the hat here on this one then. So, Josh Anderson. Let's be honest, Josh Anderson for a third rounder, that's a no-brainer. Does Columbus just not have the cap space? They do not. Columbus is up against the cap. I'll give up a third rounder for Josh Anderson. Easy. Easy. Third round pick for Josh Anderson. Let's try. And Stefan Nason is also a right wing, but if we can get him for no picks, I'm good with that. Calvin DeHaan's going to be too expensive. Tyler Biggs, I mean, not that we necessarily need him, but it's free value. It's free real estate. And then Michael Paliota, medium 7th. Is he a right-handed defenseman? He was a right-handed. I need another right-handed defenseman. Let's try to steal old Paliota as well. And we'll see what those teams elect to do. But the big thing is, of course, now getting Curtis McElhaney as our backup once again. This is actually right around the time, too. So Tyler Biggs accepted. We don't know yet, though. Something else happened. I have no idea what happened. McElhaney is signed. Anderson, Paliota, Nason have all accepted. We get a trade offer for Ben Hawerchuk. It's a 4th and a 7th. We used a 5th to get Hawerchuk. That's a done deal. Thank you, Winnipeg. Plus, it's Winnipeg. Come on. Where's the shame in sending a Hawerchuk to Winnipeg, you know? Yeah, I was going to say, I had a feeling scouting was what glitched out. Let's go. And 1 week for OHL defenders. There was actually a real dude still there, too. Let's see. We need roster moves. Oh, my God. I have to hit the button a million times. And Logan Thompson will go down for Curtis McElhaney. Welcome in, Kurt, and we'll see what other changes might happen to this team depending on these freaking RFA deals, man. This could be a weird one. Thompson's through. Rupehen's showing up as a 76. Certainly looking like he's going to be good. Maybe not as, representative of how good he turned out in real life, but man, if he could be that, I would not complain. So Tyler Biggs will stay with Pittsburgh. Michael Paliota is here. Blue Jackets did not match. The Blue Jackets did not match because they couldn't match. We steal Josh Anderson for a 3rd round pick, which is absolutely outstanding. We also got Stefan Nason for nothing because the Ducks didn't match. And we're 4-1 on the season. So an absolute set of fleecings there to improve this team. And honestly, perhaps improve them a bit too much. So Justin Hall could be sent down for Paliota, but we'll just have Paliota in the AHL. That's fine. And then right wing side, it does have Anderson and Nason down, which I am okay with. I guess technically we could play some of them on the off wing by sending down Cunningham and Janssen. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Anderson and Nason. We'll send down... Was Janssen waiver eligible? He was. Damn. Hey, he's not the best, but it's not someone that I want to lose for nothing, you know? Let's see how long we can keep Anderson and Nason down in the minors without them getting mad at me, given that they are very good players. So honestly, Nielsen can be out for Nason. And I hate to say it, but Mongo, lowest rated player of the bunch. And I need the Marlies to make the playoffs this year because they did not last year for whatever reason. And defensively, I think we're okay. Yeah, that AHL team should destroy worlds right now. And right now, I mean, the NHL team's 4-1. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, hopefully we get some trade offers. That would be nice, even if it was trying to like flip Josh Anderson or Nason immediately. I was gonna say 2 seconds. It's second and third for Stuart Skinner. That's not gonna happen. First, so basically Setaguchi for a second. No. Not gonna do that, dude. We are crushing it right now. Oh my god. 8-1-0, now 8-2. So about that whole not making the playoffs thing. Setaguchi for a second in the sixth. What was Setaguchi? Was he medium 6 or low 6? I don't remember. Medium 6, 61. I mean, he's not the best, but I'd rather stick with him. Forrest for a 4th round pick. Yeah, I mean, he was a 7th rounder. That's a done deal with New Jersey. The Devils just love trading for nothing. Picard for a 3rd. What did Picard look like? 61 overall at 19. Potential's not good. 6th rounder for a 3rd rounder. Done deal from San Jose. 2 5ths for Trottier. 65 overall at 20 years old. A 4th rounder. We turn that into 2 5ths. Done deal. Robertson. This could be the interesting one. Tim Robertson. We're going to hold on to Tim Robertson. I mean, it was a 1st round pick that wasn't very good, but 3rd and the 5th, no thank you for that. 1st and Skinner, basically Skinner for a 2nd, no thank you. We are starting to lose games again. Stuart Skinner is in high demand, which is very good news for me. Won't be good news for me if he turns out to be as inconsistent in this game as he is in real life, but that is what it is. Marlies, by the way, 9-4-3. It's a decent record, but not amazing. What else? Let's see. Give us goalies for a week. In the queue, we got pooped on by Montreal. Just absolutely pooped on. In the U.S., let's go 1 week for the forwards. Skinner, not going to happen. William Nylander for 2 firsts. And Bush. Holy, how good is Bush? 71 overall, 19, medium 4. Damn. That is a phenomenal offer. Nylander's got 18 points this year. We're not doing it, especially to Ottawa. I'd be paying for that for the rest of the series. But, I mean, 13, 8-2. It's really not a bad start for us into December now. We shut out Philly to start the month, too. U.S. defense, we'll go for a week. A 2nd, Setaguchi and Robertson for a 1st and a 3rd. I'm going to say no. Not often I turn down a 1st round pick unless it involves Stuart Skinner. But, yeah, not going to happen. Setaguchi for a 2nd. Nope. Setaguchi and Robertson, they are the ones that are highly in demand. There's the other Klima. San Jose for a 5th and a 7th. Done deal. Ooh, 1st rounder for Logan Thompson. I mean, 20-year-old high starter and a 72. I'm going to say no. I think Skinner and Thompson are the guys in goal. I think they got to be. Goalies to look at out of the U.S. Another deal for Nylander. Not going to happen. Adrian Kempe to Ottawa. Not going to happen. Ottawa, I already said, not going to happen. You can keep trying. Maybe I'll press the wrong button. It's happened before. We got 1 forward out of the rest of world. Let's start in Sweden here. Setaguchi for 2 thirds. Nope. Hayden Verbeek for 2 sixths. That's a yes for obvious reasons. There we go. Gives us just more chances to try to find late steals in these drafts, which I don't know if that's going to happen, but we are at the point now where it's certainly a lot more generated players that are in the draft. So I feel like we might have a slightly better chance. Slightly. No goalies in Sweden. Okay. Interesting. Since when? Not getting rid of Stuart Skinner. And of course, we'll be coming up to the All-Star break later on this month. But for now, we just focus on our scouting now, don't we? Got 3 defensemen in all of Finland. And they're all studs. 24, 15, and 3. This team might actually mess around to make the playoffs again. This is insanity. I love how we just get the Skinner offers. Mitch Marner to Buffalo for 2 firsts. Done deal. Yeah, not happening. Real life, that might not have been the worst option, though. But I love how we get those deals, and then it's just like, hey, we'll give you 2 fourths for nothing. Sounds good. Let's see. Nashville, we lose. Ryan Spooner is on waivers. Sure. We'll take Ryan Spooner for nothing. I don't think he'll be anything for us, but again, could help the Marlies. Let's look at forwards in Germany. We're not trading Mitch Marner. We're not trading Stuart Skinner. So we are about a month out from the deadline. This team seriously might make the playoffs this year, which is outrageous, outlandish, out of freaking control. A lot of deals still for Stuart Skinner. Just not going to happen. Setaguchi and Robertson. I mean, you know the deals I'm looking for. I'm looking for those late round pick steals. Like Kasperitis for 2 fourths. That's what we're talking about right there. Oh, yeah. Stanislav, the 4th rounder. He's terrible. He's now a Coyote. Let's see. So that is German goalies we need to look at. Setaguchi and Robertson. No, thank you. Carrier. No. No. Skinner. Oh, man. 2 seconds for 2 firsts. Kind of tempting. Thompson. Not going to happen. Jari in a deal. That's not going to happen. And we have 30 wins on the season now with the Maple Leafs. Unfreaking believable. Robertson for a 3rd and a 6th. Not going to happen. Ray Emery. Dude, the Coyotes want our cap whale for 13.5. Not going to happen. We need Ray Emery to be cap compliant. Carson Twarinski, a 3rd rounder. Right. 20 years old. Medium 4, only a 64. Honestly, it was a 4th rounder. We get a 3rd rounder out of it. Let's do it. I don't think he'll make it. William Nylander to Montreal is not going to happen. And next up, we have a couple of defenders from Czechia. Robertson's not going anywhere. And we know our trade block's fine. Nolan Patrick for 2 fourths. I think we got to hold on to Nolan Patrick for now. You could argue that's worth it. Not entirely wrong either. Carrier to Pittsburgh, not going to happen. All right, so deadline day is here. We are currently in the 2nd wild card spot in the East. Hopefully we won't actually make the damn playoffs. But as always, we have all these draft picks. We need to see what we can do here. Now, there's a medium 9 here on Anaheim, who is actually decent, but you'll notice John Gibson is still on the block, and damn it, he's doing well, too. Maybe I give in, and we go after John Gibson. Jordan Schwartz wouldn't be too bad, but he's already 26, so he's not going to get much better. He's a decent 4th liner, though. Former Portland Pirate. He's actually doing okay, but I think we have enough players. But there is an immense amount of temptation, actually, to trade for Jordan Schwartz. I don't know why. There just is. Why do I feel like trading for Jordan Schwartz? Probably because the Portland Pirates aspect, if we're being honest. If I could send like Arkhipov to them to get Jordan Schwartz, I mean, why not, right? Even if I can like get a 6th rounder back too. There we go. Cool. Jordan Schwartz, welcome in. Happy to have you here. Boston. Ooh, my God. Jeremy Lozon ended up at a high elite. That's insane. Zaboral, Kyle Burrows. I mean, we got to try to find a way to trade for Jeremy Lozon, right? We got to do it. Question is, what will be the best way? Obviously, like Josh Anderson, Stephon Nason, but I really don't want to send them to Boston of all teams. Is there anybody else that makes sense? Brad Marchand. There probably isn't anybody else that makes sense. It probably comes down to draft picks, of which we do have the Sharks, who I'm guessing are going to be good this year. And if so, that means Lozon's going to be better than anybody else we can get. Goalie matching block, Ray Emery. Skaters matching block. Bunch of dudes that are a little bit too good. Thompson, Skinner, and Jari. Keep forgetting we don't even have Stuart Skinner signed yet. What about like Andre Vala? How close do Vala and Jamnov get us? Not there yet. Is there anybody else that kind of fits that deal? Like Leach has some trade value somehow. There it is. First round pick and 3 scrubs. Jeremy Lauzon is a Toronto Maple Leaf. Thank you very, very much, Boston, who immediately put the likes of Vala on the block. Outstanding. Buffalo is shopping Evander Kane, a legitimate first liner. Oh, man. We're going to have to seriously consider that. Carolina, nobody. They were shopping their own first, but I'm guessing they're good. Scott Hartnell. Rasmus Anderson is still out there, as was their first rounder, a couple of first rounders. Dude named Saget that we don't need. Yeah, so Buffalo and Calgary are looking real promising. Shout out to Ethan Bear. And then obviously Anaheim for John Gibson if we wanted to go in that direction. Kasha has made it up to a 70. Pretty good. Middleton's up to a 74. Let's see, Minnesota, nobody crazy. Montreal has Altonen. Mikko Altonen. It's not too bad. Jared Spurgeon. Nashville trying to get rid of Cale Clague. Just double checking here kind of fast now with the players on the block. Okay. Evander Kane's available. If you have the chance to get Evander Kane, you know, that means that left-hand side would be Marchand, Kane, and dude, Kempe is skyrocketing in terms of rating. Maybe we just stick with Kempe and Marchand. I think Kempe looks like he could end up being good enough to be that top liner. You know? I mean, granted, we could put him on the third line. That might stunt his development briefly. But eventually, he's going to be good enough for that top 6 role. So I'm thinking Evander Kane isn't going to happen. Calgary, though. Yet again, oh my God, for a second I thought they put Johnny Gaudreau on the block. I'm like, oh my God, this is a must. But Rasmus Anderson, I don't know how the heck I think I'm going to pull this off. But if I can, I shall. You could argue Skinner's a little bit expendable. Granted, Thompson and Jari are both older. Any other way to do this? I mean, the defense is already looking pretty insane. There's Pedersen. This would be a good chance to use Nason and Anderson because let's be honest, Marner and Nylander are our top 2 on that right side, right? Like, ideally, that's where we're going to play them. So this would be a good time to flip both Josh Anderson and Stephon Nason. Looks like Calgary would have a bit of an issue cap-wise, but that is fine because these deals are up at the end of the year. Will this go through? The answer is probably yes. What if we safety net it? Straight up Anderson and Nason for Rasmus Anderson? Close. What if we also retain on Stefan Nason? Okay. We have to give up a smidge, but that's not a big deal. Then we get another absolutely outstanding defenseman. What if we also give up Pascal Laberge? There we go. Anderson and Nason both signed as RFAs. They are flipped to Calgary. Of course, those two were playing in Toronto with the Marlies. And now we get Rasmus Anderson into the mix. Again, Kane doesn't really fit. From here, it's the question of John frickin' Gibson. Are we content with the goalies that we have and letting them develop, or is John Gibson the guy? It's just so enticing because of how well he continues to simulate. Got the Yanni Gord. Problem is, he is 26. Honestly, if we can get Yanni Gord to play with Marchessault, though, I'll do it. Who do we have that kind of sucks? Montgomery? Sure. There we go. We get Yanni Gord for nothing. He won't be in this timeline what he is in real life, but we'll take it. And then LA has Kasha and Middleton, who I am still very tempted by. Just because why not, right? The embarrassment of riches. And then Montreal has Mebus and Altonen. Let me just double check here. New Jersey, Nashville. Nashville had Cale Clegg. Islanders with Tom Gilbert. Nobody too crazy on the Rangers. Sens still getting rid of Bush and Schlappick. I mean, right now we're just trying to clean up on the prospect front if we can. Looks like we're going to be able to. And still keep this team in decent shape. Matthew Joseph wasn't too bad. I like that Vancouver's trying to sell. And then Washington with Duda. Okay. So let us go all the way back to Los Angeles with Andre Kasha and Jacob Middleton. Is there a deal here that makes sense? We can use Jesper Lindgren and any sort of value he has. That's not too bad. Again, like Robertson at a high bottom 6. We can use that here. Now's a good time to do it. Dmytro Timashov also at a high bottom 6. Now's a decent time to utilize him. And Clark Bishop, excuse me. I mean, Bishop doesn't look too bad, man. He's already at 21. The thing is, like, in theory, right, that rating's going to cap pretty soon. So Bishop, Timashov, and Robertson, we know that we'll need to use more. That is where we have second-round picks. We got the Sharks second. And we also have Boston's second. There it is. Robertson, Timashov, and Bishop, along with 2 seconds for Andre Kasha and Jacob Middleton coming back to the team. And we're going to see what they can do. And in terms of those exhausted options, yeah, we're about exhausted. What about Altonen and Mebus from Montreal? What about them? We do have a medium bottom 6 in Freddie Gauthier, who I like, but he can certainly go. Do it one by one because it cuts off too much of the screen. Andreas Janssen, again, like he's pretty much at his ceiling, you know? He's not going to get that much better. And then Josh Levo. I mean, I do think Levo's a good fit for the 4th line, though. Not that Andreas Janssen isn't. I mean, even Freddie Gauthier is not that bad of a fit for the 4th line. But again, it's 4th liners, right? Like, we can find different 4th liners. Montreal would have too many skaters. Okay. So instead, if we look at value, who do we have? This team is looking insane now. I mean, Connor Brown is a medium 9, but he's too good to trade to Montreal. Yeah, I mean, it's Gauthier, it's Janssen, it's Levo. Also Beck Malenston. What about like Malenston, Popovich, and Bykov? We'll still need a bit more, obviously. What if we now go after, Freddie Gauthier? There it is. Couple of nobodies and Freddie Gauthier for Alton and Mebus. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And honestly, we'll see. Maybe trade value is actually more important than what someone's listed potential is. I don't know. Can we get Cale Clegg from Nashville? We're going kind of crazy here already, so why not keep going, right? This would be a good spot for Lindgren. Maybe even Andrew Nielsen. Gonna have to give up a smidge more than that, but that is okay. What about a fourth rounder from Winnipeg? Cale Clegg, welcome to Toronto. I don't know how we'd possibly be able to pull off other deals aside from what we have, but Ottawa with, let's see, it's Bush and Schlappick. What can we do here? I think we have pretty much exhausted our options. Unless we were to use like a Connor Brown here, like maybe a Levo. Helps us make up some ground. Andreas Janssen. They are at 50 contracts, so. Nolan Patrick. Is there anybody else we can use here to get this deal done? Particularly that's unsigned or in the CHL. Clegg's in the CHL. What about Nick Camano? And it should really only take a minor pick from here. Detroit fourth? No, third rounder then. Let's do San Jose's third. They'd have to put Andreas Janssen on waivers. So what if we take Janssen out? And what if we just do an extra third? This one from Chicago? No. Damn. Janssen had a bit too much value. What if we do Montreal and Boston's thirds? Then they'd have to put Levo on waivers. Okay, yeah. So for Ottawa, probably not going to happen. If we give up our second as the basis for it, maybe. And at this point, I'm just wheeling and dealing, right? It's silly season. We're having fun here. Let's do Patrick, Camano, and Vulcan. There we go. Let's be honest. Both those guys from Ottawa, better than anybody we're going to get with a second round pick, more than likely. Pittsburgh, nobody. Is there somehow somebody out there? Tampa had Matthew Joseph. And then we know Washington had some people as well. Can we get Matthew Joseph? We might as well try. We're already here. Let's keep the ridiculousness going. We have Anderson, who absolutely sucks. I think we have finally run the well dry here, though. Is there anybody? So, Setaguchi's certainly not bad. Anderson, Levo, of course. Or not Anderson. Andreas Janssen and Josh Levo. What if we use Janssen as the primary piece in the deal? We also add in, hate to say it, but Tyrone, Anderson, and Generous. Does that go through? Yes, it does. Matthew Joseph, welcome to Toronto. And then I think it was just Washington left. It was, they had Duda. Pretty sure that's going to be too much. That's going to be too much. I think the best forward we have left is Levo. How much more could we possibly add? What do we even have? I guess like some of these centers, but they're terrible. Mongo doesn't have much value, if any. Defensively, let's see what we got. Just the mid-sevenths. Granted, they have interest in them, but it's not too great. So skaters matching the block. What if we did Ryan Spooner? That would be approved. What if we did Nick Dowd? That would also be approved. I mean, they have the roster space. They need prospects. What about Frankie Corrado? Or Stuart Percy? Did it matter? Let's go Stuart Percy. They'd still be able to do the deal. So if we can add the right draft pick, what about a Boston third? Okay, I think it would take a second rounder next year, but let's be honest, I think we already have an extra second rounder for next year. We don't, but that's okay. What about our own third next year? Okay. I still think with a second rounder next year, like that's just a good deal. That is a good deal. We might even be able to safety net it. There it is. Levo, Spooner, Dowd, and Percy, along with our second next year for Duda and Washington's third this year. And we have cleaned up the league in terms of prospects. So for the rest of the year, it's Emery and McElhaney with Jari and Thompson in the AHL. Defensively, we have what? A really good-looking Morgan Riley, goddamn. So we know that Bush and Anderson aren't going to make it. So let's send those two down. Let's see, we got Riley, Carrier, Morozov. I want another righty to work with Corrado and Granberg. And that righty, oh, dude, Forsling's almost ready. Vince Dunn's almost ready. Michael Paliota. Perfect. We could go back with Justin Hall, but let's go with Paliota. Right wing side. Marner, Nylander, Brown, and Schwartz. I mean, Schwartz is already a built-in replacement for Josh Levo. He's only a point worse. Left wing side is Marchand, Kempe, Cunningham, and Gord. That is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then centers, we know that we're going to be sending down Joseph and Duda. We have Kadri, Bozak, Eriksson, and Broll. And the AHL, nobody was ready yet, but Rupe Hintz is probably, a starter next year. So taking a look at this, we know we're going to swap Nylander back over, put him on the second line. I mean, I think this is looking pretty decent. Pretty decent indeed. Marchand, Kadri, Marner, Kempe, Bozak, Nylander, Gord, Eriksson, and Brown, Cunningham, Broll, and Schwartz. And defensively, Riley, Carrier, Morozov on the left. And we'll go Corrado, Paliota, Granberg on the right. Ray Emery has a .918 save percentage. He's crushing it, man. And then in the AHL, we did get rid of a lot of forwards. Let's get Mongo back in there. We still need Johnson. We do not. Let's get Duda in there. And then Brady Vale is going to be out for Schlappick. And again, highest rated dudes or guys that have already hit their potential caps. We'll send them down. Mongo is going to be a bit further down. Oh, man. Who do we even drop from there? Everyone's looking good. Bunch of medium sixes. Let's see. We got a high six, the high elite, and Kasha. Couple of medium sixes. Let's go with Duda. He's the youngest of the bunch. And a bunch of high nines. So that fourth line is going to be Wagner, Dalpe, Marchessault. We'll have Joseph, Teratukin, and Mongo on the third line. Schlappick, Goudreau, Mebus. And then we'll do Hintz, Duda, Kasha. And then defensively, is there? I mean, I don't think there's anybody to sub out. Oh, man. Altonen can't make it. Lozon, Bush, Justin Hall, who isn't as important. Man, yes, I hate to say it, but Chris Wagner, you're out into the playoffs because we want Altonen to get playing time. Marchessault until we're running with best lines for the playoffs. Jeremy Lozon's coming in. Zach Dalpe is going to be out for Bush. And even Mongo, I hate to say it, Mongo's going to be out. Well, Justin Hall was how old? 26? Yeah, Justin Hall doesn't matter anymore. Mongo can stay. We're running a whole bunch of extra defenders, including Jeremy Lauzon playing center. Fantastic. And a whole bunch of really, really good defensive prospects, man. I mean, this Marlies team should be able to destroy come playoff time. We're going to get the younger guys that playing time the rest of the way, but then it comes down to if we make the playoffs. And you know what? This can be a slightly longer video. Why not? We can put it over the hour. Let's find out if we're actually going to make the playoffs, and then that way we know for next time what the scenario is going to be. As we start looking at Switzerland, is this team going to be able to make the playoffs? We're right there, 34 wins. It'd be surprising at this point if we didn't make the playoffs. I genuinely think we're going to make the playoffs again. I mean, granted, we've gotten a lot of good prospect development, but I didn't think we had gotten that much yet. But it looks like we're going to do it. Marlies, by the way, 32 wins. I'm certainly hoping they make the playoffs. And we're heading to Russia for the next couple weeks. Ooh, big string of losses. 5 in a row. Brings us to April 1st. 37, 31, and 8. We are currently out of the playoffs. That's crazy. I wouldn't be upset if we missed. You know? I mean, granted, it just means that we have a, mid-tier pick. You could argue it was the worst-case scenario, but again, who's to say? And yeah, we have just gone on a massive losing streak to end the year. Just bad enough to miss the playoffs, but just good enough to screw ourselves out of a top pick is what it looks like. As indeed, we just choked. We did not pick up a win from March 20th onward. That is an all-time choke. As indeed, we missed the playoffs. As Ottawa, Montreal, Detroit, and Buffalo make it, Boston also missed out. Metro Division sees the Capitals, Rangers, Jackets, and Islanders make the postseason. Central Division, Hawks, Preds, Wild, and Blues. And in the Pacific, Kings, Flames, Sharks, and Ducks. I like how Victor Hedman wanted to go to Vancouver to win, and he came close to finishing dead last in the league. He actually did finish on the dead last team in the league. Oh, Victor, how the turntables tabled and turned. In terms of our team, our leading point scorers, it was a tie between William Nylander and Nazem Kadri, both at 68 points. Marner had 66. Eriksson Ek with a great 52. Marchand with 50. Bozak on 47. Kempe 33. And it drops a bit from there, but still, I mean, someone like Mitch Marner, Nazem Kadri, and Nylander stepping up the way they have is crazy. Defensively, 42 points for Riley, 21 for Carrier, 13 for Corrado, and it really drops off from there. And then goalie-wise, McElhaney had a point, but yeah, of course, Ray Emery, 916 save percentage. Razor tried to single-handedly carry us to the playoffs and ruin our season. He nearly did. Speaking of ruining seasons, Connor McDavid has fully arrived. He led the league in scoring with 92 points, ahead of Crosby, teammate Jordan Eberle, teammate Taylor Hall, and Vladimir Tarasenko. So the Oilers' top line of Hall, McDavid, Eberle, absolutely outstanding. Your leading goal scorer this year was Ovechkin, as he, McKinnon, Hall, and Patrick Kane all hit at least 40 goals. Defensively, point leader was PK Subban, just above Victor Hedman. Had we signed Hedman, we make the playoffs this year, I'm pretty sure. I think he might have done us a favor. And for the goalies, 5 points for Crawford. We did have a goalie goal for Braden Holtby. Shutouts, 15 for Vasilevsky, 11 for Holtby. You see James Reimer was up there in save percentage for Nashville, but for starters, it was Martin Jones, Jonathan Quick is a 95. Cam Ward, Jake Allen. Damn, man. And for the rookies, your point leader was Dominic Kubalik, who we had once upon a time and sent to the Kings. And, man, as a medium 9, he's still hit an 83. He's looking really good. That might... Actually, no, did we have him? Maybe we thought about trading for him. But he was drafted by the Kings, so if we had him, we got him and then sent him back. But if he doesn't win the Calder, it's because of the plus-minus, and it will go to one Wild Bill Carlson in Columbus. You also had Jared McCann up there, and then a bit further back, Nick Ehlers, Jordan Martinook, Sebastian Aho, Jonas Donskoy. Decent rookie class. Janssen, of course, who finished his season in Tampa. And Connor Brown. Only 28 points for Connor Brown. Maybe the future is not too crazy. And then, for the rookie goalies, dude, Vasilevsky might win the freaking Hart and the Calder at this rate. I think we got a really good chance of seeing a goalie win the Calder. But no playoffs, which means next time up, we go to the draft, we go through the offseason. We still have picks. Obviously, we went a bit crazy at the deadline, but come on. That's the fun of it, right? You see, for the most part, I don't rob the AI blind all season long, just at the deadline if they leave the window of opportunity open. And damn, speaking of window of opportunity, this team is going to be a playoff contender very, very soon.